Find the locus of points px comma y such that p is equidistant from 5 comma negative 1 and 3 comma negative 8. So the process here is straightforward. You're just going to use the distance formula. X, which is this x, minus this 5 squared plus y minus negative 1 close squared is equal to the same distance, because we want to have equidistant condition met, from this point to this point, right? So x minus 3 squared plus y minus negative 8 squared. Okay, so what we're going to have x squared minus 5x plus 25. This is from this one. I'm sorry, minus 10x. Oh, I put minus 5, minus 10x plus 25 plus y squared. Now, this thing will give us plus 1 ultimately because the square is outside. Be sure you see that. It's part of the formula. So plus 1, so we're going to get plus 2y as a result, plus 2y plus 1. Okay, so that's the left radical. And the right radical will be x squared minus 6x plus 9. This accounts for the first binomial being squared. And the second binomial is going to be, this is plus 8 once again, because the square is outside. So y squared plus 16y as a result, using the FOIL method, plus 64. Okay, so that's that. Now you want to square both sides as to get rid of the radicals. So you're going to get x squared minus 10x plus 25 plus y squared plus 2y plus 1 is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus y squared plus 16y plus 64. So now we want to get rid of the terms that are the same on both sides like this. The y squares are gone. Okay, and you want to add 6x on both sides, making sure that you see that these are the like terms. You want to subtract 16y on both sides, placing them under the respective like term containing the y to the first power. And then subtract 9 and subtract 64, right? Both of these are just constants. So as a result, what you should get is minus 10x plus 6x is minus 4x, so minus 4x. 2y minus 16y is minus 14y. And then 1 minus 64 is negative 63. Negative 63 plus 16 is going to be minus 47 is equal to 0. Now, I really hate these negatives. So what I want to do, I want to put the negative out and write it like this. Dividing both sides by negative will give us a better looking equation. 4x plus 14y plus 47 is equal to 0. Right? Because 0 divided by or multiplied by negative 1 does not change. Right? So it looks better that way. So you can recognize this, that this is actually the standard form of the linear equation, right? Because the powers of x and y are both 1. So this is the locus of points that we found. And this is a line, a straight line, points on which will be equidistant from these 2 points. So for example, let's analyze what that means. So if we have 2 points, on a line segment like this, suppose that this is 5, negative 1 and 3, negative 8. And please don't quote me because I'm not drawing the exact line segment connecting these 2 points. I'm just drawing you conceptually what this means. So if we have a line segment formed as a result of joining the endpoints, in order for the locus of points to be equidistant from these two 2 points, the line that we found, it must be perpendicular, right? It must be perpendicular to this line segment. Not only that, it should also come through the midpoint of that line segment, right? So the midpoint would be somewhere here. Something like this, okay? So it should go through the midpoint and it should be perpendicular, which means that this should be a right angle. Because any point further besides the midpoint that you draw, the perpendicular relationship will make sure that any point you choose on this line that we found, the equation of which we found, will be equidistant from the 2 points, from the 2 endpoints. Because if you have, as an extreme example, if you draw through the midpoint but it will not be perpendicular, look what happens. Any point that you try to find, it will be definitely closer to this endpoint than to that endpoint, right? So it doesn't work that a straight line is not perpendicular to this line segment formed by these 2 endpoints, right? It must be perpendicular, right? So this is the only way that the condition can hold. I should add perpendicular bisector, right? Because we talked about the fact that it should come through the midpoint. If it comes through the midpoint, it should be perpendicular bisector. It means it creates 2 equal sections. This one and that one, right? 2 equal subsegments. That's why this is a perpendicular bisector, right? So perpendicular bisector is very important. 5, 1, 5, -1, and 3, -8. So I hope this was useful. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.